In today's show, I'll be breaking down the Bitcoin price levels to watch as 38,000 emerges as the bulls' new line in the sand. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as the golden cross is spotted on the horizon. Quoting crypto analyst Philby right here, the sell-off came amidst the pending golden cross where the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average. This is often seen as being a very bullish sign for the market, and typically for Bitcoin, we see dumps into golden crosses and pumps into death crosses. So on this basis alone, the pullback wasn't too much of a surprise. Also today, we remember 9/11 was an inside job. Today is the 20-year anniversary, and as Max Kaiser shares here, Bitcoin could have stopped 9/11. Also in today's show, is the crypto market correction good or bad for Bitcoin and Ethereum? According to Sentiment Analytics, they notice both the bullish and bearish signs. I'll be breaking this down for you. Also in today's show, El Salvador's historical adoption could send the Bitcoin price past $100,000. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the historically bullish week we just witnessed, as well as the verdict, which includes a $10 million Bitcoin price prediction. Also in today's show, Bitcoin will hit new highs this year on one condition, says Celsius Network CEO. In today's show, I'll be revealing what that one condition is and quoting him right here. I'm still holding my projections that we'll be hitting the $140,000 to $160,000 levels. It might take us into first quarter of next year because of this kind of flash crash and cleanup that we have seen with Chinese miners, but it's definitely going higher. Also in today's show, we'll be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, most of the major cryptos are currently correcting and in the red, but where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 50,000 subscribers. If you like earning money in cryptocurrency, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, today's episode is brought to you by Margex. Margex is a Bitcoin-based derivatives exchange and trading platform that gives traders the ability to trade with up to 100x leverage. Margex also provides traders with access to the global crypto markets. And once logged in, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a very user-friendly interface, which is very easy to use. And all the deal indicators on the screen are available in real time. And the crypto assets you have access to trade on this platform include Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, EOS, and YFI, which is Yearn Finance. You can start trading them today with up to 100x leverage. Also like to point out that they have very competitive and reasonable trading fees with no KYC, and also offer high liquidity, which is backed by 12 liquidity providers. So go ahead and join by using my referral link in the description right down below, and you'll get a $50 bonus to help pay for your trading fees. And if you deposit a minimal of 0.004 BTC, you'll receive an additional $50 bonus. So claim your total of $100 bonus today. Use my referral link in the description right down below, and let's start stacking those sats, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Make some noise in the live chat. As usual, we have a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. Bitcoin needs to regain two key moving averages in order to stay bullish, but it's failing. Fresh analysis shows in its latest market update on September 10th, trading platform Decent Trader warned that the bulls do not have the upper hand, much above the current price levels. However, a golden cross looks to be on the horizon. Bitcoin has drifted lower into the weekend, and at this time sitting near 45,500, with this below the significant 200-day moving average and barely above the 50-day moving average. And for Decent Traders Philby, these would need to be reclaimed in order to fuel a continuation of the bull run. Quoting Philby right here, for Bitcoin to remain bullish, these two moving averages will need to be maintained, and the 50 and 200-day moving averages were on a way to printing a golden cross, which traditionally is a bullish sign, but this week's dramatic sell-off may yet derail the process. Quoting him again here, the sell-off came amidst a pending golden cross where the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average. This is often seen as being a very bullish sign for the market, and typically for Bitcoin, we see dumps into golden crosses and pumps into death crosses. So on this basis alone, the pullback wasn't too much of a surprise. And right here, looking at the Bitcoin one-day candle chart. Now, should the bulls need more impulse to enter 38,000, the site of the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level from the $64,500 all-time highs, may yet provide the ultimate line in the sand in the case of a more intense Bitcoin price correction. So that's the level to keep your eyes out on. The line in the sand is currently being drawn at 38,000. Now let's talk about a new all-time high here in the fourth quarter of this year. As Cointelegraph reported, longer-term bullishness amongst analysts have changed little despite this week's recent events. September is already tipped to be a lackluster month based on historical patterns, but beginning next month, the Bitcoin price action is widely anticipated to change dramatically. We are anticipating the $60,000 level to be retested sometime early in quarter four, which will likely provide another correction with a final push to all-time highs towards the end of the year. Philby added. Now, these all-time highs could focus on the $100,000 mark in line with the end of the year targets from other sources. Also like to point out that the stock to flow model predicts a minimal close of $135,000 by December. And if we don't close with at least a six-figure Bitcoin price, that would invalidate the stock to flow model, according to the stock to flow Bitcoin model creator himself. Plan B. Now, how many of you feel that a six-figure Bitcoin price is inevitable before the end of this year? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now, I want to remember 9/11. This occurred 20 years ago. I wrote this morning, let us never forget the 2,996 Americans who were murdered on 9/11, and RIP to the 1.4 million innocent Iraqis who were murdered during the U.S. invasion for something they didn't do. Let us never forget the fact that 9/11 was an inside job. Don't trust the BS lamestream media. Think for yourself. And checking out some of the comments, Pierre wrote, one big conspiracy, and Richard West wrote, stick to crypto, JV. This is an insult to all of those affected by these atrocities. No disrespect. Richard, my response right here. Hey, Richard, how is sharing facts an insult? I think the real insult is accepting the BS lamestream narrative, justifying these atrocities, which should have never happened in the first place. And as Max Kaiser shares here in this headline, Bitcoin could have stopped 9/11. That's right. And before I break down our next story of the day, is the crypto market correction good or bad for Bitcoin and Ethereum? Santiment analyzes the current price dip, as well as El Salvador's historical adoption could send the Bitcoin price past six figures, as well as Bitcoin will hit new all-time highs this year on this one condition, says Celsius Network CEO. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, most of the major cryptos are currently correcting in the red, with Bitcoin down 0.6% for the day, trading just above 45,600. We have Ether down 1.7%, trading just above 3,300. We have Solana in the green up 1.7%, trading at $184. Cardano up 12.6%, trading at $2.77. And Binance Coin up 0.5%, trading at $414. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Crypto market intelligence platform Santiment says the impact of this week's crypto market crash on Bitcoin and Ether could go either way. The blockchain analytics firm says it noticed both the bullish and bearish signs, and quoting them here, I've seen some technical analysts set $38,000 as strong support. And on the flip side, I've also seen a flood of buy the dip tweets in the hours after the drop. And looking at the on-chain and social activity of the top caps, it's looking like good news and bad news kind of situation for the time being. Now, Santiment says that Ethereum is moving from individual addresses to known exchange wallets, which points to potential sell pressure. Quoting them here, starting with network data, yesterday's dump has left some signs of a weak hand shakeout, which could be a positive sign for the bulls. And the firm says that Bitcoin's network realized profit/loss dropped to a 2-month low, suggesting that Bitcoin hodlers may be selling at a loss. We have seen similar capitulation dips around several local bottoms for Bitcoin during the May to June correction, and the average Ethereum fee rose to match its second highest point ever. Santiment says that fee spikes like this are a potential bottom indicator because they may be driven by panic sell-offs and paper hand capitulation, although NFT hype may also be contributing to the surging Ethereum fees. As you can see right here in this chart, the Ethereum network fees right now are absolutely insane. Now, social mentions of buy and dip together also soared amid the correction, which correlates to a more bullish bias among retail investors, according to Santiment. And also, the firm says it may see an uptick in an average social sentiment towards Bitcoin and explains how that could affect the top crypto's price, quoting them right here. On the whole, it seemed like there's a fair bit of post-dump excitement on the retail side, which could prove to be an issue in the short term. Just look at the previous spikes in buy the dip calls, and you'll notice that they've often come early, like back in April and May, respectively, and tend to be accompanied by another leg down before the crowd is finally proven right. And before I break down our next story of the day, El Salvador's historical adoption could send the Bitcoin price past six figures, as well as Bitcoin will hit new highs this year on this one condition, says Celsius Network CEO. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above $2 trillion, with $135 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the current Bitcoin dominance is 41.2%, with the Ether dominance at 18.2%. 0.6%. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Quant up almost 17%, trading at $378. Hedera Hashgraph up about 14%, trading at 36.5 cents. And Harmony up 13.6%, trading just above 20 cents. Now, which altcoins are you currently most bullish on during this bull run? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 31 out of 100 in fear. Yesterday was a 46, last week a 72, and last month a 70 in greed. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's break down our next breaking story of the day. One of the most important events in the history of Bitcoin has taken place with El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender. That's right, this is an historically bullish week because of that. As Nayib Bukele shared right here, El Salvador now holds 550 Bitcoin. And talk about buying the dip. They even called out IMF news saying we saved $1 million in printed paper. So thanks for the dip. So that's pretty cool. It's also important to point out that the Bitcoin market never ever closes, unlike banks which close traditionally over the weekends. Also, Tuesday was a whirlwind with Bill Miller, famed investor, heralded Bitcoin as an alternative to investing into gold and saying we are still early in reference to investing into Bitcoin and its potential value in the not so distant future, which is more bullish news. Also, NBA superstar Stephen Curry and Bitcoin exchange FTX announced a partnership to demystify Bitcoin to the average consumer, which is a pretty big deal. Also on Wednesday, Union Investments, a $500 billion investment firm based in Germany, stated they had a Bitcoin pilot program under the way and they would bring exposure to Bitcoin to its clients. And later in that day, Blockstream announced a partnership with Macquarie Group, a $428 billion investment and leading investor in the global renewable energy infrastructure, to pilot a Bitcoin mining facility and explore alternative carbon neutral energy sources to power such operations. And also on Wednesday, we had Dan Tapiero, the CEO of 10T Hold'em share that Bitcoin is going up to $400,000 or $500,000 and potentially more. And then on Thursday, breaking news of Ukraine legalizing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, ultimately meaning you can now buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin in the Ukraine. We also had Rick Reeder, the CIO of BlackRock, the largest asset management company in the world. He said on CNBC's Squawk Box that he owns Bitcoin and he believes that its price could go up significantly in the future. And in August of 2021, BlackRock allocated over $382 million to shares of Bitcoin mining giants Marathon Digital Holdings and Riot Blockchain. So with all this bullishness in the market, overall I remain bullish as ever. How about yourself? Let me know in the live chat. An entire country has made Bitcoin legal tender and now hodls Bitcoin in its treasury, which is one for the history books. Should Bitcoin hit analyst expectations over the next decade or two? We're talking about a $10 million per Bitcoin. That's right. And let's stop and think about this for a moment. My personal prediction is a $1 million Bitcoin price by 2025. Then I feel by the year 2030, we can realistically have a $5 million Bitcoin price. And I feel it's inevitable by the year 2040, each Bitcoin will be worth a minimal of $10 million each. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. Now, obviously, one Bitcoin could potentially be worth $100 million, especially with all the QE and money printing going on in the world. And as I shared in yesterday's episode, we also have Standard Chartered joining the likes of myself and Bloomberg and predicting a six-figure plus Bitcoin target for the near future. I find solace in taking a macro outlook on the market instead of fussing over the last week and what's to come in the next. Bitcoin still has enormous room for growth, and I remain firm in believing a six-figure Bitcoin is not that far away. That's right. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And before I break down our final story of the day, Bitcoin will hit new highs this year on this one condition, says Celsius Network CEO. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 900 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also have a daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also have a blog I update daily, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button, especially if you like earning money in cryptocurrency, and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And of course, you can find me on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes and Google Play. And you can follow me on crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok. So be sure to follow me there. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. The co-founder and CEO of blockchain platform Celsius Network says that Bitcoin could hit a new record high this year if this one condition is fulfilled. We're talking about Alex Mashinsky. He said in a Yahoo Finance interview that if new buyers inject adequate volume into the market, Bitcoin can break above a key resistance zone to set a new record high in 2021. And quoting Alex right here, if we have enough volume for the new buyers, we should go back and retest that $53,000 to $55,000 level. If we break through that, we will see new highs this year. So keep your eyes out on those two levels, 53 to 55,000. Now, Mashinsky also says that he still believes that Bitcoin can hit a price of at least $140,000 over the coming months, despite the flagship crypto monetarily crashing from nearly 53,000 to below 43,000 earlier this week. Quoting him again here, I am still holding my projections that we'll be hitting the $140,000 to $160,000 levels. It might take us into quarter one of next year because of this kind of flash crash and cleanup we have seen with the Chinese miners, but it is definitely going higher. And the Celsius CEO says that Bitcoin adoption is accelerating exponentially across the globe, which is a bullish sign for the leading cryptocurrency's price. And quoting him again here, it took 12 years to get that first 100 million users into Bitcoin. It took 5 months to double that. So now there are over 200 million users worldwide that hold Bitcoin and have accounts. So it is definitely accelerating. We're seeing the hockey stick, and more demand means higher prices. And to watch this entire interview between the Celsius CEO and Yahoo Finance, check the show notes below the video in the description. And what are your thoughts surrounding his $140,000 to $160,000 Bitcoin price prediction before the end of this year or potentially quarter one of next year? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments right down below. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. I shared the Bitcoin price levels to watch as 38,000 emerges as the bulls' new line in the sand. Also in today's show, we discussed this crypto market correction being good or bad for Bitcoin and Ethereum according to Sentiment Analytics. Also in today's show, we discussed El Salvador's historical adoption, which could send the Bitcoin price past that six-figure mark. Also in today's show, we discussed Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs this year on this one condition according to the Celsius Network CEO, who's predicting $140,000 to $160,000 Bitcoin price. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Jesse Smith wrote, love your show. I listen every day. Question to consider, if gold as a store of value has a $10 trillion market cap, Bitcoin around $1 trillion, for Bitcoin to 10x, it seems like it has to take a substantial chunk of gold as a store of value. No? And my response, thanks so much for tuning in and supporting the show, Jesse. Great question. Correct. Bitcoin will flip the $10 trillion gold market cap, sucking in much of that capital like a supernatural black hole. Let's freaking go. And this next comment comes from K. Daniel, who wrote, always enjoy my daily fix of crypto news. Appreciate the hard work you continue to do daily to keep us all informed. A bright future awaits us all who hodl Bitcoin. That's right, hodl be thy name. Thanks so much, Daniel. I appreciate your continued support. And the third and final comment comes from LNP, who wrote, hey JV, the financial world is falling apart. Did you see the Zero Hedge article on the Fed bankers had millions in BlackRock, and Powell, the head of the Fed, was on the phone to BlackRock? You have to read it. I'm shorting the S&P. Love your show, and Teeka Tiwari is the reason I'm in crypto. I bought some Bitcoin Link, Stellar, ADA, XRP, etc. and still hodling. I hope to see you mañana. All the best. And my response, right on, Ellen. Thanks for sharing the info and for always supporting the show. You are awesome. And yes, Teeka is the man. I am very grateful for him too. All the best. See you mañana. And to be featured in tomorrow's episode, be sure to drop me a comment right down below. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And real quick before I go, I want to remind you that September 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern, it's going down for the first time ever. Teeka Tiwari will release the details of his brand new Hyperboom portfolio. That's right, an unprecedented event is about to trigger a Hyperboom in these 6 catch-up coins that can bridge the financial gap between the life that you currently have and the life that you want in as little as 10 months. He's also going to be revealing his top cryptocurrency pick absolutely free during this live event. To register and RSVP, click the link in the description right down below. I look forward to seeing you there, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.